Now, since we talked about images, I want to mention about the three sources of images that I often use when I am creating a flyer. The first is going to be photos I took at my meeting. And now when I'm creating a flyer for district, I often use branded photo that Toastmasters International provides. And you can also use copyright-free images that you can find in Canva. Now, any questions so far? Good? Okay. So let's move on to tip number 3. When you compare these two flyers, which one is easy for you to quickly retain the information? Now your answer is probably B. What you will notice is that flyer B is using larger font size and bold text for headline and accent box for call to action. Also, flyer B has less words compared to flyer A, and flyer A also uses all caps for description, which makes it harder to read. Now here are basic elements of the flyer. And there are two things that I often see Toastmaster flyers have it missing. The first is a time zone, especially if your event or meeting is a virtual. And the second one is call to action. So just like speeches, you want to prompt your viewers to take the next step, but sometimes Canva template does not have call to action in it. So if so, you'll have to add it. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. So tip number 4. Now, when I look at social media posts like this one, something about it discourages me from attending. Can someone guess what that might be? And this might be a hard question.
I think
having all people's faces on it.
Sorry.
Can you repeat that?
I was
Which one
going
of
to
us?
say there is no link to register.
Yes, you're right. There is no clickable link. So which means I have to manually edit to my calendar. I also have to type in Zoom ID and password. So the easiest thing would be to have a registration form or clickable link in the text area. Now, another thing you can do is adding QR code inside your flyer, and Canva will allow you to do this. So what this will do is if I'm scrolling Facebook on my phone and I find this flyer, I can save it to my phone, open it on my photo app, and I can scan the QR code. So with the one click, I can get to the registration form. So during the demo, I will be showing how you can generate QR code in Canva. Okay, now, but if you prefer using URL, something you can consider is shortening the URL so it's easier for people to type. And I'll show this during the demo too. Okay, the last tip, tip number 5. Now, can someone tell me what's the difference between these two flyers?
Well, visually, one has those additional images on the right side, those dots, and that what looks like a sun. I'm not sure if that's meant to communicate something else or stand out. But comparing the text, though they're the same boldness, color, and all that, then I guess that the circle and the dots is what, and the arrow of sorts, that was different about it.
And Maureen?
I was going to say about the same. Only thing I would actually say is a pain in the butt is if you're not working on on your phone and finding something like this is you can't scan the QR code to get the registration.
Oh, you're saying that you were not able to scan QR code?
If you're working on your phone that is going to scan the QR code,
Mm-hmm.
and you found it on your phone, you can't scan the QR code.
Oh, so you are not able to do it?
Yeah. So if I looking up on Facebook on my phone, found that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have to go and search it out on another device to actually be able to scan the QR code.
Mm. So
And
I
this is what a
am.
lot of companies are doing now too.
Do you have iPhone?
No, Samsung's
Mm.
or
You know,
Android.
I'm not familiar with that one, but I can like find you a video that will show how to do that with your particular phone, okay?
Okay, because I didn't know you could do it inside the phone. I knew you could
I
do it on the out
I will put
by
my
using the
email.
camera.
Okay, I will put my email in the chat later on, so please email me. Okay, Kathy?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
A lot of times because you save it as an image, um, I'm trying to figure out how you like if people want to click on register now and that would actually take you to the registration page or the URL. How do you do that?
So because a flyer is images, you cannot click it. So even though it looks like a button, it's a fake button. It's
Hmm.
just to, highlight it. So no, you cannot click it. So you'll have to add accompanying text with it, if it's a social media or even if you're sending an email, you're gonna have to put clickable link next to it. Mm.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Liz?
So going back to the QR code,
Okay.
obviously what Maureen was saying, say
Mhm.
if you're looking at this on a PC, something
Mm.
other than a phone, you won't be able to use the QR code, will you?
So if I'm looking on my computer, I would just be like doing this, like taking
Oh,
photo.
okay,
Uh-huh. Okay.
okay.
Teresa?
Yeah. Hey, Mimi. I think that QR code is an
Yeah.
issue, and given that there is a generational gap as well
Yeah,
in
definitely.
technology prowess, I think
Mm-hmm.
that the conversation around how to access those QR codes and to
Mm-hmm.
find a better way to register
Mm.
is a really important topic. And I know that you're probably not drilling down on this right now, but I visited over 100 clubs this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I have so many things I'd love to talk to you about. And this is one of them. It's a really big pain point, I think, for
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I think we should definitely add the clickable link in the text, and that's gonna be the number one thing. And generational gap thing is a thing. I definitely think that because now I'm back in college, and when I attend the student events, when they're presenting, they use QR code for everything. It's crazy. Like QR code after QR code. So it is a generational thing. Okay. So Treka?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just think that it's a learning curve, just like how we all had to learn how to use Zoom.
Yeah.
It's what's the next step for the QR code, and especially like this was highlighted about, people have different phones, and for an iPhone it's easier than, and that kind of thing. So yeah, I often end up taking a picture of the flyer and putting it in Chat GPT and asking Chat GPT to create a calendar event. But
Mm,
I'm looking for even a more streamlined way to do that. Like, why can't we just link to a calendar event that you would click and go immediately put on your calendar, not to the Zoom meeting, but a calendar event as
mm.
well?
Yeah. So what do you think about the Zoom registration link? Because like when you register, you get email and then that will
Mhm.
include the link to edit the calendar. What do you think about that one?
I personally love it because not only that, when you have the Zoom link to register, you can do several weeks ahead and you can make it clickable so that people can register for 6 weeks instead of just a one-time shot where oftentimes when I'll see a flyer like this, I only will register for one meeting and then they're, like I'm gone. If you're thinking about a potential customer in terms of like a business sense, like I'm a one and done kind of thing, but I don't necessarily want to be a one and done, but there's no follow-up system with the Zoom link and have them throw your email in. I'm imagining on the back end, the club also gets access to my email so they could throw that onto their system for follow-up and that kind of thing too.
Yeah, another thing I like about Zoom registration link is usually I get reminder email the day of,
Yes.
or like, okay. Sandra?
Yes, I was going to say one of the ways that I work around with the flyers in order to have those who are not able to scan a QR code is to create it as an image and then embed the link on it so that way they can click it, the actual flyer itself with an embedded link. So like if it was on a PDF, that entire flyer, that entire flyer will be a link. So they just click on it.
Yes, if it is a PDF, yes, you can click it. You're right. Okay, no more questions. Good. Okay. Then let's move on to tip number 5. And yeah, I think somebody answered this already, that flyer B has geometric shapes. So what this does is it aids visual interest. So when you look at Canva templates, you will notice that oftentimes templates use these shapes to make it look nice. Okay, now that we covered the 5 tips, I'm gonna go to my Canva account. Okay. So this is my free account. On the left side, you have this main menu. There's the 2 icons that I most frequently use. First one is this project where I can see all my projects and also images that I uploaded. The second one is this template. This is where I can find templates. So, for example, if I search for webinar, you'll see these templates. Let's click on one of this. Okay. So for example, this template does not have call to action built in. So if you're working with this one, you'll have to edit. Another thing you want to check is the size. This one says Instagram post square. And this is a good size because this works well with any social media platform like Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay. Also, another tip is when you're choosing a template, it's best to pick one that uses color that's closer to brand color already. So for example, okay, let's pick this one. This one uses blue and yellow. It's not exactly brand color, but it's close. So all you have to do is you just like change it to brand colors. But it's still gonna look good, right? So that's something keep in mind. Now this one have call to action. Okay. And when you click on, when you click on this customize this template, it will get saved in your project so you can find it there. Hi, do you have question?
Yes, there was the word square after some of the labels. Does it have any particular meaning?
Yeah, square means like the height and width is same. This one is like 1080 by 1080, that's why. Okay, so let's go back to project and I'm gonna be working with this ugly flyer. Now on the left side, there's menu again, and the 2 most frequent icons that I use is this elements this is where you can find different shapes, photo frames, QR code generator. And another one is this uploads. This is where you can upload your images. Okay, so the first tip was using high contrast colors. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change all these gray color text to white color. Now when I select this menu appears on the top, and I will be using this menu often. So here is the text color. I'll click white. I can even change all of it. Okay, which saves time. Now this one is still gray. White. Okay. Now the next is this blue text. This is still hard to read. Go to text color, choose white. Okay. Now this one is the call to action. And for this one, I want to add accent box. I'll go to elements and then search for rectangle. And then under shapes, I click this and then you get rectangle shape. Now I'm going to be resizing this to make it look like a button. Okay. Now to change the color of the shape, you go here, select color, pick the color you want. Now another thing I need to do is use this corner rounding feature to make it look more like a button. Okay. Okay, so now it's easier to read. Now, personally, I like the color combination of yellow with blue rather than yellow with red because they are both warm colors. So I'm gonna select the background, go to background color, change it to blue. Okay. So that was the tip number 1. Now we're gonna move on to tip number 2, which was gradient background. So I select background, click on background color. Currently, I don't have the gradient color, so I will be adding new color. Now you see there's a 2 options. First one is solid color, the second one is gradient color. Now for gradient color, you're gonna be adding 2 color hex code. So pick one, and then let's head over to brand manual. So this is what brand manual looks like. Let's go to table of content. Okay, let me see. Gradient color is on page 14. So let's go to page 14. Okay, here it is. I will get the lighter blue color hex code, copy, go back, and paste it here. Select another one, go back, get the darker blue color, copy, and then go back and paste it. Okay, so now we have gradient color. Now, if you notice, there's a style where you can choose different style too. I'll go with this one, and then so that was how you do gradient color. Okay, so now moving on to tip number 3, which is clear visual hierarchy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have bigger headlines, and I do not want all caps. So let's fix that first. So to undo all caps, if you go to this menu, you see this uppercase, just click on this and it's no longer all caps. Now I'm gonna make this description shorter so I can make my headline bigger. And I will be adding event details as a text instead of putting everything in the flyer. So now I have more space for the heading. Now, for the heading, what I want to do is I want to have benefits of attending Toastmaster meeting as headline and have Toastmasters open house as sub-headline. So I'm gonna duplicate this and then have benefits, which is speak confidentially. Okay. Now I'm gonna make this bigger. Okay. Enter. Okay, now I need to fix the line spacing. So to fix line spacing, there is an advanced setting here. Click on this, and then you can fix that like this. Okay. Now I want to change the style of this text. Can make this smaller. Change the color to yellow and undo bold. Okay. Okay, so now we have better visual hierarchy. Now I'm gonna make this a little smaller so I'll have some space for QR code. I'll make everything a little bit go up. Okay, go up. Okay, so the next step was making the registration easier. So what I'm gonna do is for this registration form, I will generate QR code. And then for this website URL, I'm gonna be using bit.ly.com to have shorter link. So for generating QR code, you copy the link, go to Elements, and search for QR code. Okay, QR code. And then this is the generator. So you type this and click. Now we're just gonna replace this. Okay, resize, and then move it here. Okay. Now moving on to shorter link. Okay, I'll delete this. Now I'll go to bit.ly.com. I have already created a shorter link. With free account, I think you can create 2 shorter link per month. Now copy this, go back, and then paste. Okay. Okay. So that was tip number 4. Okay, the last
Can you
tip.
go back? Can you
Sure.
go back and show us how you created that bit.ly?
Okay.
Since you already had it created.
So I might have already used up my free, but okay, when I click create link, you're gonna be adding the long link here, destination URL, okay? And then you're gonna be creating a shorter link here, okay? Then let me move this like, okay. And then you click on this create your link. That's it. So all you need to do is enter the long link, create your short link here, and then create your link. That's it. Okay?
Hey,
Thank you.
Mimi.
Sure.
So in that, it's the front end of the URL is the bit.ly.com and then the slash, and then it would be like open house or something like that, right? Are we naming it specifically what the
Yeah.
URL?
Yeah, you can choose whatever, but if it's already taken, you're not going to be able to choose it. So for
Okay.
example, I created shorter link for brand manual. I wanted this to be capitalized, but it was already taken, so I use lower letter TM. So yeah, it depends on whether it's taken or not.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
So this is the bit.ly thing is a different app from Canva.
Yeah,
So
it's a different website. Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, it creates a shorter URL that's easier to remember than the long URL. And so it compresses it and makes it smaller so that it's easier to access and remember.
Is it good forever?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna be adding different kinds of shapes. Now, if you're a beginner, you probably don't have to do this because Canva template usually have these shapes. But if you are comfortable and you want to make it more interesting, this will be helpful. Now, I'm gonna be first adding circle. Okay, click. I like this color, but I want to send it under my screenshot. So I did the right click.
Mimi, can I ask a question or I should wait?
No, you can ask. You can ask now.
So I was a bit confused. I never used this Bitly.
Yeah.
What is the need of using shortening the link? What is the purpose? What is the need? I've never actually used it. So why do we have?
So if you're putting your link in a text portion, it should be clickable. But if you want to put, links in a flyer, it's not clickable, right? So people have to type in, and we want it to be shorter so it's easier to, type. That's the purpose.
I see.
As an example, if she sent you the link to the canva.com at the top of the page, if you had to retype that, there's a very strong likelihood that you're going to get something wrong, and it's going to be a blocker for you to be able to access that page. But if all you have to type in is bit.ly and then the slash and the name, it's a much shorter process and less room for error.
Okay, got it. I'll try that.
Yeah, just keep in mind that this Bitly link is a case sensitive, so you need to make sure the case, uppercase, lowercase is correct. Okay, and I'm right clicking it, the menu appears. I'm gonna select the layer, and then when I do the show layer, I can see all the elements that's
Excuse
on
me.
my.
I'm here for an event, the NAACP. Is it better to go on a certain side?
Yeah, let me mute her. Okay, so you see all the elements on my flyer. So I'm gonna grab this circle and drag it down below my screenshot. Okay, so that's one way of
Oh,
doing
neat.
it. All right. Okay, now I'm gonna show a different way of doing this. Okay, now duplicate. Okay. Now I'm gonna make this smaller. And then another way of doing this is again right click, click layer, and then you click this send to back. Okay, that's another way of doing it. Now I want to show a transparency feature. So what this does is now it looks different. Now this is helpful, especially when you're overlaying your shapes and text. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So for example, triangle. This time I'm gonna pick from graphic. Okay. So I'm overlaying it to my text. So now this is hard to read. So, but if I adjust my transparency, now you can read it. Okay, now let's do dots. You'll see lots of dots in Canva flyers. Okay, now I want to show how to turn a shape. Okay, you click on this, drag it like that, and then ta-da! So, what's good about Canva is like it's very user graphic, how would I say? Easy to maneuver things, right? Okay, now I'm gonna also show geometric shape. Geo. Okay. Click that. Now you have all sorts of different ones. Now keep in mind that if you have free account, these crown with the yellow means you have to pay for it. So I'm gonna avoid those. This one is free. Okay. Now again, use the transparency so you can read. Okay. And lastly, I want to show how to use rectangle to give like a border effect. Rectangle. Come on. Okay. I get two. Okay. So move this here. Ta-da. Okay. So I have added all the shapes I wanted. The last thing I want to show is photo frame. So the purpose of using photo frame is to reshape your photo. So for example, if I'm creating a flyer for a speaker event, oftentimes we add speaker's headshot. And then I will be using circle shape photo frame. But today I'm working with a screenshot, so I'm gonna be getting laptop shape photo frame. Okay, laptop frame. Okay, so now you're gonna drag the photo towards photo frame like that. Okay. Any questions? I think I covered everything. Good. Let's go.
Where do you get the picture with the people that on the computer screen?
Ah, this is my photo that I took, and you can upload a photo. When you click this upload file, you'll be able to select photo from your computer. Okay?
He's not
Okay.
asking about the picture, Mimi. He's asking about the frame.
Ah, is that what you're asking?
Well, I'm curious
Okay, so,
that
uh-huh.
did you do a picture of the screen and you made it smaller to to fit in this flyer, or kind of what did it
Okay,
start out as?
okay, let me show you another thing, okay? So, for example, I have my headshot here, okay? I upload it to my camera. Now, oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, and I will get a circle shape photo frame. Okay, a circle, and then under frame, I pick this one, for example. Okay, I'll drag this towards photo frame. Ta-da! Does that answer your question? Okay, good. Okay. Hi, Lorenzo.
Yeah. Is there a rule of thumb about how much, transparent backgrounds you want to add so it doesn't get too busy? Is there any type of rule that you follow where you try to block it off? Do you just add enough to make it look like motion, static motion, if that's even a phrase, just to fill a space, but where do you feel you should stop?
I think like most people will be, choosing from template, right? So a workshop, for example, so you're just gonna be, it's up to you, it's totally up to you. Yeah, it's just the reason I'm showing this is because I wanted this to be not just for beginners. Some people want to customize the template or want to create from scratch. But if you're working with a template, you probably don't really have to add shapes.
Okay. Well, I like what you did in the fact that had you not added the sideways triangles and the little dots on the right side, it would have
Mhm.
been blank space there. And by adding that, it focuses your eye to the laptop. Like it just does that.
Yeah, I
It
think,
doesn't blend in.
the design is like personal choice. So for example, if you feel like this flyer A is easier for you to focus, that's totally fine, It's personal choice because that's how it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Michelle.
Thank you. Excellent presentation. So good.
Mhm.
I sometimes struggle with how to save it, like what format to save it in Canva
Oh
to
yeah.
then share it on social media. What
I
works well?
so I will be covering this during hands-on session, but I'll quickly show you.
Okay. Okay. Thank
So,
you.
so when I click share and click download, this is where I'll be choosing the file type, okay?
Yeah.
Usually this one is the best,
Okay.
PNG, because this is higher resolution than other format.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Francis, sorry, Traka. Traka?
Teresa,
Yeah,
it's you.
thank you very much. I'm
Traka.
looking at a different flyer, and I'm wondering if you know how to do this. If you could, it's like a black and white image.
Black and white image.
Yeah.
You wanted a black and white image.
Yeah, can you see that in the link? I just dropped it in the chat.
It's kind of hard for me to read the chat. Like, yeah, well, but when I'm sharing screen,
Oh, I
so
see. Okay.
yeah. So can we do this after
Sure.
the hands-on session? Okay.
Yep. Thanks.
Sure. Francis.
Hi, thank you, Mimi.
Yeah.
What link did you convert to the QR code? I got a little lost in that step.
Okay. So I converted the I did Google registration form. That's what I did.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And Liz?
Mimi, where do you get the icons for the date and time Zoom meeting
This
that
one.
you've
Okay,
got?
so this is
Yeah.
something you can
That's
find
true.
under elements. So let me see. For example, if I search for calendar icon, okay, these are all icons. You see it?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just search for icons, okay? So like the
Okay.
clock icons or location icons. So that's how you can do it. But when you're working with a template, usually that includes it.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Jason?
Yes, on the size that you have of this layout, how did you set that up? Was there a blank template?
The
I came in
size?
a little bit, yeah, the size, because I'm trying to make a template similar to that size, the square, and I'm not able to do it.
Yeah, so this is Instagram square size, which is 1080 pixel by 1080. And when I am creating flyer, I usually use this size because I have to post it on multiple different social media platform. And this size will work well for all the social media platforms. So when you're choosing a template, let's see, for example, this one. Here you can see the size. Do you see it?
Yes.
It says Instagram post square. If you see this, that's a good size. Okay?
Okay.
Mm.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, any other question? Okay, let's go back. Okay. Now, okay, so I covered the size recommendation and some search terms I use when I'm searching for Toastmasters flyer. Now, I have few things I want to mention for people who are using Canva free account. So the two main fonts for Toastmasters are Gotham and Myriad, but they are paid fonts. TI recommends to use free alternative fonts called Montserrat and Source Sans 3. However, Source Sans 3 are not available on Canva. So what I do personally is I use alternative free fonts that's closer to TI recommendation. So for example, Lato is close to Myriad. Open Sans and Canvas Sans are close to Source Sans 3. So don't stress about need to have exactly right font. Another thing, the difference we have, if you have Pro account, you have access to Brand Kit. What this allows you to do is you can save brand colors, logos, fonts, and photos one time, and then every time you create a new project, you have easy access to these things. But if you have free account, you don't have this feature. However, there are a few things you can do to make it easy for you. Now, the first thing you can do is starring the fonts that you often use. Now, when you hover over the fonts, you'll see three dots appear. When you click that, it will give you option to star a font. Now, what this will do is every time you create a new project, your starred fonts will appear at the top. Now, even though free account doesn't have brand kit, they still allow you to save 3 brand colors. So I'm not able to save all the brand colors, including gradient colors. I can save 3 colors. So here I'm saving the yellow and blue and red colors. So that's something you can do. Now for the fonts, you can create a folders. So when you upload a logo file or any images, you will see history of images you uploaded under this image tab. But over time, as you upload more stuff, it's gonna, it's gonna get harder to locate. So I recommend you creating a folder for this so it's easy for you to locate. Any questions? So let's do the hands-on session now. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be learning the skills you need to transform a Canva template into a Toastmasters graphic. Now, so once you learn these skills, you'll be able to apply this every time you create a flyer. Now, the template we're going to be working on is my Y graphic. Now, let me drink something. Okay. We're going to be changing the text to have your answer to the questions. What inspired you to join Toastmasters and how it has helped you? You're going to be swapping the photo to your headshot. Now, if you don't have headshot on your computer, we can get a random headshot in Canva. Okay. We're going to be adding logo, Toastmasters logo. We're going to change the background to blue gradient, which I showed you previously. And we're going to change the font for your name to one of the free font called Montserrat. Once we finish creating the graphic, we'll download this as PNG file, and we're going to upload it to Zoom chat so we can read your answers. And I will be asking for a volunteer, someone who's new to Canva, to share their screen so I can walk you through with this together. Now, I posted 2 links. The first link is the brand manual. When you click it, it should open in your browser. The second link is this Canva template. Now, how you can download the logo file is in the top right corner, you'll see this download icon. And when you click it, it should download it to your download folder. Now, in the future, if you need different variation of a Toastmasters logo, you can download it from brand manual. Okay, now if you have one screen, what you can do is you can resize your web browser and Zoom so it fits side by side so you can better follow along. And once you're done, you're going to be uploading to Zoom chat, and this is how you're going to be uploading. So on the bottom, you'll see a file icon. When you click that, a menu appears, and you're going to select your computer, and your completed graphic should be under your download folder. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop screen sharing. Does everybody have what you need? The 2 links in the logo file? Good? Okay, so